evening everyone. You join me here on a lovely warm winter's evening here in Dubai, and I wanted to put a video together ahead of what will be the R6 track bike, or rather superstock track bike build, because ultimately I've worked, I suppose, over the last year on this project, aptly named Project Black Widow. By the very nature of the name, the goal really was to take my 2018 Yamaha R6 and create something kind of unique, but ultimately following an all black design with various subtle modifications. I wanted to keep it fairly minimal, but keep with the theme of trying to make everything, you know, in terms of parts, black or dark in nature. So today I'm just going to cover some of the modifications before we actually rip it apart and start, like I say, start the track build. So I'm going to go around the bike, detailing the various updates or modifications that I did, and I suppose really I'll start with crash protection. Obviously one of the first things you do when you get a bike is add the crash protection, and for this I added R&G Crash protectors. One thing I did do to kind of complete the look was I anodized all of the silver bits black, so it looked really flush and sort of flowed in terms of the color. I then added Evotech front and rear spindles, as well as a radiator protector, obviously making sure that there was no issues with, you know, stones flicking up and whatnot. In terms of the front of the bike, the first thing we did was remove all stickers. And then from the screen and the forks, we decided to wrap those in black. The R6 stock out of the factory comes with gold forks, and having looked at various options in terms of actually getting a new set of forks, it was going to prove quite costly. So a cheap alternative, which actually came out really well, was actually getting them wrapped in sort of a matte black finish, and then adding the Gilles block off plates for the mirrors definitely helped complete that part of the look on the front end of the bike. Added anti-vibration grips, as well as an Ohlins steering dampener. As I started to take the bike on track, I felt it probably appropriate to add the dampener just to avoid any occasions where, you know, you get tank slap or any issues with the front handlebars. In terms of the levers, these are ASV levers, again in black. And then in terms of the reservoir on the front, I just added a sock. I did try and add a Rizoma brake reservoir for the front, but unfortunately, due to, you know, issues with getting the full mobility of the steering, it was hitting the front screen, so decided to park that idea. Moving on to the middle of the bike, you've got a diamond race petrol cap, again in black, to match the look. On the side of the bike, we've got carbon side panels. These are from Motocomposite. They do really good carbon bits, and the fitting was perfect. I also got the carbon rear cowl unit from them as well. Again, just to add a little bit of carbon, not too much. In terms of the seat, although not on it today, I actually got a Luimoto seat cover with some custom stitching designed. I really rate the Luimoto team. They've done both custom stitching for the R6 as well as my R1M and my V4, so check them out if you're looking for some unique designs to add something to the bike. In terms of the rear reservoir, that's a Rizoma, again black reservoir unit. I actually got the bracket also anodized black, so there was minimal silver shown on the rear end. We've got Gilles rear sets, again in black. I got them as part of the unit with the mirror block off plates, and we obviously got the passenger pegs removed at the same time to give sort of a sleek finish to the rear tail. In terms of the drivetrain, these are driven sprockets, again in black, with an RK Racing chain in black. I added Spiegler ABS brake cables. They come in black again, as the ABS unit which you need for the 2018 R6. The actual lower shock linkages come silver out of the factory. I had them taken off, and along with some other bits got those anodized black to complete the look. The auto blipper is from FT ECU, who also did the flash on the bike to give it that extra sort of power, rather than using a stock ECU. And then on the rear end, I've got, you know, the obvious bit is the Two Brothers full exhaust system. Great sounding exhaust on the track. You can really hear it It's very unique, very, you know, decent pitch sound, and definitely stands out from the other R6 exhausts. And on the light, I've got a custom LED Blaster X tail light. That includes a Blaster X switch, which allows me to flick between the various options and various modes when I'm pressing the brake. And for the actual number plate, I managed to get some Rizoma brackets, which I bent inwards to create that kind of flush, downward-looking look on the number plate. And then to add it all off and to finish off, there is a custom alarm on the bike, just to stop any unwanted attention when I'm not with it or when it's parked. So all in all, I suppose that really covers all of the updates that I've done to the bike to get it to where it is today. The plan is, as mentioned, to strip all of this off. There's going to be a new exhaust system, track fairings, ABS delete, new clip-ons, new rear sets, some weight reduction work. Essentially to get it into a condition where if I do decide to race or compete, then it will be able to enter the superstock category. So as and when I make those modifications, I'll try and keep a video diary, keep you updated as it goes along, and until then, we'll keep you on the update. Ride safe and speak then.